Crayton, I mean, thank you for joining us. This actually seems like it's really spiraled really quickly. So what's the background for the crisis, and why are investors so skeptical about President Lula?
Yeah, like many market sell-offs, these things tend to build up over time and then sort of pop all at once, right? And this has been one of those. Lula, in his first term, I mean, he's always been, of course, the consummate leftist. He believes in big social programs and lots of government spending. But when he was president the last time around, he sort of balanced that with some pragmatism, and markets grew to sort of understand and respect the way he could do that. There was hope when he came back to the presidency that he would continue in that vein, but there was also anxiety that maybe he wouldn't. And so those forces would sort of, push against each other throughout the first couple of years of his terms. He would say something that sounded too spendy and markets would freak out. Then the finance minister would go remind him that markets were freaking out, and he would sort of calibrate it. He has been calibrating less and less now. And over the past couple weeks, he presented the spending cut proposal that was supposed to calm markets, but he balanced it with a tax break for the less fortunate in Brazil. That freaked markets out and made it seem as if he wasn't serious about balancing the budget, which is sort of cascaded from there.
Crayton, I mean, the other thing is, like, Brazil's central bank is intervening quite aggressively.
Yes.
But it's not doing much for the currency.
No, I mean, $3 billion worth of intervention in the past 24 hours alone, I believe, and it barely budged the real. We're going to see what happens today very shortly. But what we're getting to, and what the market is really concerned about, is a term called fiscal dominance, which I'm sure you're familiar with. That just means there's only so much the central bank can do. That at the end of the day, what the market is concerned about is the government's ability to balance the budget, and only the government can really resolve it.
So what will it take for Brazilian markets to rebound, I guess?
Well, Lula could pay attention to the markets. He has done so in the past and has, changed tack. And he could see the charts that I'm sure his finance minister and his central bank president are showing him, and decide to take a different course or moderate his language even a little bit about what he wants to do in the future. The problem is it's a little bit out of his hands. His spending bill is already in Congress, and of course there are lawmakers who are already, carving out some exceptions to the plan and in ways that would make it harder to rein in spending.
Okay, so watch the space.
Watch the space.